So tonight we're going to start standing. So just so you can feel your feet on the floor before we get down on the ground. So maybe just rocking back and forth, then settling in on your feet, feeling those feet nice and solid. Stacking everything up nice and tall. Taking a moment, closing your eyes while you stand in Tadasana. And taking 3 full cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting go of your day, letting go of all that responsibility. Good. Let's bring the hands together at heart space. Taking a moment to connect with your heartbeat, feeling that beautiful heartbeat. And then from here, we're going to connect with heaven and earth. So let's take left palm up, right palm down. Looking up at that left hand and just holding it here until you begin to feel a little tingling in your palm. When you feel that tingling, that connection with the universe energy and the earth energy, just bringing those hands together at your heart and then switching sides. Let's take the right palm up, left down, and taking a few moments, letting that energy connect with your palms, being the conduit of that beautiful universe energy, the moon energy that's about to bless us. Good. And then bringing your hands back to your heart. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, reach all the way up. And bringing the palms together, we're going to bend the knees slightly and we're going to fold over the hips. Taking your time, letting your arms release. We're going to hang out here, maybe hooking your hands into your elbows, coming into a dangling shape here. This is one of the only standing poses in Yin. It's a good one for letting go of what's on your back, letting go of that monkey that's hanging on your shoulders. So we're going to hang out here for a minute or so. So make sure that you're comfortable. Your knees can be bent nice and generous if you'd like. So we're just stretching out the upper back and the shoulders here. Making sure that you can still breathe freely and easily. And we'll take 5 more breaths in this shape. And to come out of this, let's bend the knees a little bit more and releasing the arms, tucking the chin, and slowly, mindfully stacking everything back up. When you're feeling stable, lifting your head up, and just connecting back with your feet, feeling grounded again. We're going to send the arms up, making a wide Y shape with your hands and arms. And just looking up, it's called heaven rushing in. Letting both of those palms get a little tingly, a little energized, coming to our true nature, that place of joy. From here, let's take left hand onto our heart, right hand on top, feeling it all in. Beautiful. We're going to ease our way down onto our hands and knees and coming right into child's pose. So you can use your bolster in between your knees if you want to make it nice and luxurious for you. If not, you can come all the way down, just listening to your body, finding what works best for you. And just getting grounded here, feeling the earth, feeling that support. And once you are settled in, letting go, letting yourself melt into this shape. Coming to that place of being a little seed full of potential, ready to burst out of the soil. And we'll take 5 more breaths in this shape. And then slowly easing your way back up, moving any props out of the way. And we'll come into table and let's do a few cat cows. So just exhale, rounding your back. Inhale, letting that belly sink down, head and tailbone come up. Moving back and forth. From here, we're going to do a little puppy dog stretch. So taking your hands a little further away from your knees, having your Hands a little wider than your shoulders and bring your nose or your forehead down towards the mat. See if you can relax your shoulders. If it's too intense, you can always adjust your arms accordingly, maybe bringing your hands in. And see if you can get your chest to sink down towards the floor. Making sure that you can still breathe okay. And also making sure that there's no pins and needles in your hands or arms. If there is, then make some adjustments. We'll take 5 more breaths like this. And then we'll bring the hands back, lifting our way back up, easing up into table again. We're going to take right arm and thread it through. Let's lay that right shoulder down onto the floor. And just letting any responsibility just roll off of your shoulders. We'll take 5 more breaths on this side. And we'll ease our way back up. And let's do the other side, sliding that right arm under, resting your right shoulder. And we'll ease our way back up. And let's come into a beautiful swan pose tonight. So we're going to slide that right knee to the right wrist, letting the left leg stretch back a little bit. Maybe rocking from side to side, checking to see that the right knee feels okay. If it needs a little extra support, you can always bring your foot a little closer to your bum. So wherever you're at, We're gonna slowly lay all the way down onto the floor, putting our beautiful swan to sleep. Keeping those hips parallel to the mat. Letting your shoulders and your face soften here. And just sending your beautiful breath into your hip. Maybe using your imagination and imagine that hip opening with each inhalation. We'll take 5 more breaths on this side. And then slowly easing your way back up. Let's stretch that right leg out, getting some circulation back to the toes. Maybe flexing and pointing, moving that leg around. And then we'll get ready to do the other side. So sliding the left knee up towards the left wrist and stretching that right leg out. It's rocking from side to side. Letting everything settle, checking in with this side, making sure that knee feels okay before you come into our sleeping swan. It feels good. You can slowly fold over. Taking a rest here, softening into this shape. And we'll take 5 more breaths on this side. And then slowly easing your way up. Let's stretch that left leg out, getting some circulation back into that leg. Good. And we'll just swing our legs around in front, a little wiggle. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders rolling back. Taking a moment, letting those legs soften, feeling your sits bones rooting down. Good. Let's bring the right leg in, and you can use your bolster or your prop if you'd like, propping it up. And we're just going to fold over the left leg, letting your head rest either on stacked fists or on your hands or just on the bolster. And noticing where you're feeling this, noticing where there's areas that you can soften a little bit more. And we'll take 5 more breaths on this side. And then slowly making your way back up. Stretch the right leg out, bringing that left leg in. And when you're ready, coming over your right leg. See how this side is doing. Keeping us balanced. Checking in to see how one side feels compared to the other. And then seeing if you can just let go. And we'll take 5 more breaths on this side. And easing your way back up, placing that prop lengthwise on your mat. We're going to get into the quads tonight. If you feel like you need a little extra height, you can always prop your bolster up with a little book or a block. And we're going to sit with our bum at the edge of the bolster. We'll start with the right leg. So bringing that right leg and hooking it in, making sure the knee feels okay. You can either have the top of your foot resting on the mat, or sometimes feels good to have that foot move on an angle. And then once you have the leg positioning, we're going to lay down. This is where your block might come in handy, just brings you up a little higher. If you find your knee is really popping up off of the mat, you might want to put a pillow under your knee or bring yourself up a little higher. You feel that you can go down a little more. You can either take the bolster all the way out or just lower it down. So wherever you're at, make those adjustments, making sure that the right knee feels okay. You want to feel this in the quad. A nice deep stretch. And being able to breathe fully and deeply. Position also gives a slight adjustment to the pelvic floor. So you might feel this in your lower right hip. There's sharp pain, make some adjustments. Just want that gentle pressure. And once you have it working for you, just close your eyes, focusing in on the breath, flowing freely and easily. And we'll take 3 more breaths on this side. And to ease your way out of this shape, just roll to your left side, taking your time, coming back up, and then stretching that right leg back out. Letting that circulation flow down to your toes. And then when you're ready, you can get ready with the other side. So tucking your left leg in, seeing how this side feels. There might be some differences. And making sure the knee is comfortable. And then laying all the way back on your bolster or your props. Making sure everything feels okay, no sharp pains. Just that gentle pressure. Taking full deep breaths all the way down into your abdomen. And we'll take 3 more breaths on this side. Noticing any shifts or changes. And then just easing your way to the right, coming back up, and sending that left leg back out. Getting that flood of energy, moving your prop out of the way. And let's lay all the way back down onto the mat. And we'll come into our spinal twist here, taking your arms out either in a T shape or a cactus. We'll slide the hips to the left and let the knees float down to the right. Keeping your shoulders relaxed, maybe getting a crack or 2 out of your back here. Either looking to the ceiling or to the left. And just letting go. And let's make our way back to center, squaring off your hips and bringing the knees in for a little rock from side to side. And then we'll bring the feet back down, arms back out, sliding those hips to the right and knees down to the left. And just see how this side feels. Settling in, melting into the shape. Breathing fully and deeply. And we'll take 5 more breaths this side. And slowly making your way back to center. Let's place a hand on each knee, taking those knees in any direction that your body is asking for. See what works for you. Good. Let's stretch the legs out nice and long. If you have a blanket or you want to put a bolster under your knees, blanket on top of you, go right ahead into Shavasana, into corpse pose. Taking a nice full breath in and letting out a sigh. Letting your entire body melt into the mat. Allowing all those muscles to soften. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Breath is what keeps us in the present moment. So just following your inhalation and your exhalation. And while you're here, I'll read Dana Fald's poem. It says, let go of something. Let go of something somewhere. Use yoga to become aware, to touch what lies beneath the surface of the skin. Is there tension longing for release? A knot of fear so deep and familiar that you believe it's part of who you are. Ease into dark corners, locked rooms, unexplored hallways, and gain entry not by force or will, but only by softness. Enter on the wings of breath and turn the key of self-acceptance to let go of something somewhere. And when you're ready, you're welcome to come back up. If you're comfortable where you're at, stay there. This is your practice. Wherever you're at, we'll just seal this practice by bringing our left hand on our heart, right hand on top. Taking a nice deep breath in and out, breathing in and back out. Beautiful. And may this week's full moon energy shine light